Jurgomo. The Jurgomo, also known as the Spider Woman, is a supernatural creature from Japanese folklore. It is a yokai capable of taking the form of a beautiful woman, but its true form is that of a giant spider that has lived for hundreds of years. In its most common appearance, the upper half of its body resembles an attractive young woman, while the lower half is a large spider's body with legs. It has abilities such as controlling other spiders, weaving deadly webs, and secreting venom that causes victims to die in great pain. According to legend, during the day she appears as a beautiful woman, often wearing a bright kimono. She seduces travelers, most often men, and lures them to her home, which may be in caves, forests, or small huts. Once the victim lowers his guard, she spins a web to trap him, kills him, and then feeds on him. She is often described as living near waterfalls or in mountainous regions. Zashiki Warashi. The Zashiki Warashi is a mischievous child spirit from Japanese mythology. It appears as a boy or girl about 5 or 6 years old with rosy cheeks. Boys are often seen wearing small warrior outfits, while girls wear colorful patterned kimonos. According to legend, these spirits live in houses, especially old traditional dwellings. Most people see them only briefly, either as a small figure running through the hallway or as a reflection in a mirror. In other stories, they interact with children as invisible or imaginary friends. They are not evil, but very playful and mischievous. They can move objects, slam doors, laugh at night, or hide belongings. It is believed that their presence brings good luck, and when they leave, misfortunes begin for the household. Nure-onna. The Nure-onna is a snake woman from Japanese mythology. Her appearance combines the upper half of a woman with a beautiful face and long flowing hair, and the lower half of a giant snake covered in scales. In some versions, she is also described with webbed hands and sharp claws. Sometimes she holds a baby in her arms, but this is only a lure. According to legend, the Nure-onna appears near water, rivers, lakes, or the seashore, especially in remote places. In certain stories, she takes the form of an ordinary woman, seemingly exhausted, and offers the child to a passerby while asking for help. The moment the person takes the baby, it becomes unnaturally heavy. At that instant, the Nure-onna attacks. Some tales say she drains her victim's blood with her long, snake-like tongue, while others tell that she drags them underwater to drown them. Gashadokuro. The Gashadokuro, also known as Odokuro, is a giant skeleton from Japanese mythology. Its name means hungry skeleton, and it is described as a supernatural being 15 times taller than a human. According to legend, the Gashadokuro is formed from the bones of people who died of starvation, disease, or on the battlefield, whose bodies were never properly buried. The more unburied bodies there are, the more bones the creature gathers, and the larger it becomes. Its eyes glow in the dark, and its jaws are large enough to swallow a person whole. It is believed to carry within it the sadness, anger, and suffering of all the souls whose remains it is made from. It appears late at night, wandering along roads and through villages, attacking lone travelers. If it spots a person, it seizes them, crushes them, drinks all their blood, and then devours the body. Inunaki Village. Inunaki Village is a Japanese urban legend that began spreading in the 1990s. It tells of a mysterious settlement in Fukuoka Prefecture whose inhabitants are said to have rejected Japan's constitution and live under their own laws. The only reported way to reach it is via a narrow path starting just beyond the old Inunaki tunnel. One version claims the village is inhabited by people with wild, intense eyes who, upon spotting a stranger, chase them with axes. Another version tells of a young couple in the early 1970s who got lost in the forest, discovered an abandoned village, and were attacked by a deranged old man wielding a sickle. The modern spread of the legend is linked to an anonymous letter sent in 1999 to a Japanese television station. The letter described a village in Japan that is not part of Japan, and included chilling tales of those who ventured inside and never returned. Tanome. In Japanese folklore, Tanome is a supernatural creature with a terrifying appearance. It has no eyes on its face, but instead on the palms of its hands. The origin of the legend differs. One version says he was once a blind old man who suffered a brutal attack. Before dying, he cursed his attackers and desperately wished for eyes in his hands to see those who had harmed him. After death, he was reborn as a monster. Another version tells of a blind man robbed by a thief. His burning desire to see the culprit was so strong that eyes appeared on his hands, transforming him into Tanome. It is said to roam at night, appearing in cemeteries, deserted places, and open fields. It stalks its victims silently and with speed. According to legend, it strikes suddenly and without mercy. Tomino's Hell. This is a disturbing Japanese poem written in 1919. It tells the story of a young man's journey through hell, guided and urged on by his sisters. The legend surrounding it warns that it should never be read aloud, as doing so could bring a curse or even death to the reader. Over time, this tale has become one of the most unsettling myths in Japanese literature, fueling both fear and curiosity among those who hear of its verses. Yama Uba. Known as the Mountain Witch, she is a monstrous creature from Japanese folklore, classified as a fearsome yokai within the demonic pantheon. Legends and popular beliefs describe her as a being who kidnaps women from nearby villages, devours livestock and small children, and cruelly punishes anyone who dares enter her territory. Appearance: an elderly woman with long, unkempt hair, sharp teeth, and eyes that, according to stories, can glow with an eerie light. She possesses supernatural powers and dwells deep within the mountains and forests of Japan, usually in an isolated hut. Teke Teke is the vengeful spirit of a schoolgirl who died tragically after being run over by a train, her body split in two. According to the legend, she appears at night in urban areas, especially near train stations. She has no lower half of her body and moves by supporting herself on her hands or elbows, dragging her torso while making a distinctive sound, similar to Teke Teke. When she encounters a victim, she relentlessly chases them until she catches up, cutting them in half in the same way she died. In some versions, the tragedy occurred when the young woman threw herself onto the tracks in a moment of despair. In others, she was pushed by tormentors or fell by accident. Whatever the origin, her final fate was the same: being split in two by a passing train.